Hey there, how are you? My name is Sarah, aka the Mill Coach, and I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday. I just wanted to hop on for a quick second and talk about being bold. So, are you being bold today? Hey Mal, how are you? Good to see you. I feel like I'm having withdrawals from you, right? I've been missing you. So how are you? Hey Logan, how are you? You love the look? Hey Amanda, I didn't see you pop in. This look is called, I did take a shower, I did wash my hair, but I didn't feel like doing my hair. So how about that? Yeah, I just went in and caught my daughter. She's been in bed since about 1:30 and I thought she was napping, but she wasn't. And so I went in there to catch her and she looked at me and the first thing she said was, "Ooh, Mommy, you look beautiful." So I'm gonna go with that. So anyway, let's talk a bit about being bold. I have just been loving Tara Moore. She wrote a book called Playing Big. And toward the end of the book, she talks about how a lot of women just don't play as big as they need to. And I'm sure it applies to you men as well. And so I want you to consider, how big are you playing? Right? Because I tell you what, every single time that I really just get the big cojones, the big balls to play big, it always pays off, right? But it's so amazing because you might have this wonderful idea and you're like, yes, I totally want to do that. But then instead of trusting your intuition and that initial idea that you had, you allow yourself to get talked out of it, right? You start moving in this mind, madness of, oh my God, what if they say no? Or what if this is a stupid idea? Or, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna do a little bit of blocking there for a quick sec. Anyway, so, you have this idea of brilliance, and then you kind of shrink back and you say, shit, maybe I shouldn't do that, right? Those eyebrows though, thank you. So I wanted to just share a couple of ways that I've been being bold, because I have to practice what I preach, right? I have got to be able to embody the things that I expect my clients to do. So I just wanted to share a couple of things. Thank you for the sweet comments, and thank you for inviting those followers. That is super, super sweet. So a couple of ways that I've been being bold and practicing what I preach. The other day, on Thursday, I was at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo, and my strategic partner and I were gifted with the opportunity to lead a Leadership Through the Eyes of Horses workshop. And we generally use our own horses. But this time they said, hey, you know what? We've got horses that we can provide for you. And it made everything a whole lot easier. We didn't have to haul down and the whole thing. But the night before we were gonna have the workshop, they said, you know what? We actually haven't found any horses for you. And we're like, holy shit, what are we gonna do? And then it seemed like just a few hours after that, they said, actually, we do have a herd for you, but they're Mustangs. And they're not super, super broke, or, just this way that we need to be. Or I guess they didn't have this experience that maybe they should have had, or, you ask other people, they would have maybe said, oh, why would you use these horses? And so I really had to just do a gut check to say, all right, do I trust my ability, A, as a horse person to do this and to assess the situation? Is this going to be safe for the horses, safe for the participants? And at the end of the day, I trusted that. And we had a wonderful experience. We got there a couple of hours earlier, put our hands on the horses, and really just, had the chance to assess, is this good? And it was. It was beautiful. One of the best sessions that I've ever facilitated. And so I had to trust me. We are talking about being bold and, leaping and letting that kind of fear that might pop up when you have a big idea or a big opportunity, you kind of pick it up and you consider it and you're aware of it, but then you kind of set it aside and say, you know what, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to go with my awesomeness. So that was just one example of how I was being bold. I led with that opportunity to, connect with a new herd, and it worked quite well. The second thing that I've done to really lean into fear, and I think that you guys could probably all resonate with this a bit, is that I made a phone call and made an ask of somebody who is kind of an idol for me to come and entertain an idea to partner together, right? I was thinking of all of the people that I want to work with in my life, right? The type of people that I want to align myself with, the type of people that just feel good when I'm around them and I like the work that they're doing out in the world. And so instead of just wondering in my mind about, oh gosh, would this person want to partner with me? I picked up the phone and I said exactly what I wanted. I said, here are all the reasons that I want to work together. Here are the outcomes that I can see. What the hell do you think? And you know what? The answer was super shocking to me because I expected to get some kind of a response of, oh, Sarah, I think you're cool, but I'm really busy. I've got all these big things on my plate right now. And so although I would really like to, I just don't know if now is the time. And so I pushed that away for a moment and said, you know what, that might be the reply, but I'm not going to be attached to that outcome. And I picked up the phone, called, asked, and you know what he said? He said, hell yeah, I would love to partner with you. And so it made my day. And so that was a way that I leaped. It was just about asking, right? And getting over that fear of rejection. So that's another way. So how about you? What are some things that you're doing to live big, to leap and do things that might give you a little, butterfly in your stomach, but at the end of the day, it's the thing that you need to do. Go ahead and share some comments if you can. So I'm going to share a couple of other things that I've been doing to embody this idea that you've got to live big and to leap into things and follow your fear. Let me block a couple more people, have a little block party. The third thing is that I reached out and asked some of my ideal clients to come to the table. Right, I've been thinking about who is it that I truly want to serve, right? I was talking about in the last one about who I want to partner with to develop really cool programs to help millennials rock epic shit. But then I took that same kind of ideal, alignment, people I want to align with idea, and I said, okay, who do I want to work with? Who are my ideal clients? Who would I want to hire me? Right? And then I called 3 of these people and I had some just really open conversations and said, you know what? I think that you're a rock star. Here are some of the reasons that I want to work together. And here's what I request our next steps to be. And you know what? Every single one of those people that I reached out to, we had fabulous conversations. And I know that they will turn into clients. I age like wine. Ooh, I like that. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's about just being bold. And again, if somebody says no, it's not an assessment of my worth, right? It was pretty awesome. The fourth thing that I've done in the past week to truly lean into, the fear or the leaping into something big is that I was giving a presentation. It was called the 3 T's of Leadership Through the Eyes of Horses. It was about time, trust, and team. And as I was preparing, I was looking at my slides and I was looking at my key content and I was thinking, gosh, you know what? I should probably script every single story that I'm going to tell. And I should time this out to make sure that I know exactly how this is going to run, that I'm going to fit it all in. But then, I had this aha moment that I've been a facilitator for almost 20 years. I knew this content like the back of my hand. And that if I, again, am going to practice what I preach, I was going to just kind of leave it to chance to say, you know what, I'm going to embody what I need to say that moment right then, right? I'm going to trust my gut because it seems that every time that I speak, the right story just comes when I let it, when I don't force it, when I don't script everything to the T. Now, for some people, that freaks them out and that wouldn't be the way that they would want to roll. And I can totally appreciate that. But for me, it was really important because I really want to serve the audience that's around me and I want to feel what is it that they might need to hear based on their comments and things. And so by not scripting it, I really was able to tailor the conversations to each of the unique groups that I served. And so I gave that same talk 3 times over the weekend and I never once did it the same way. But I feel like every time it was a win for everybody that was in my audience because I trusted me, I moved from my gut, and it was a beautiful thing. And so it was just something that flowed. And I think that sometimes I try too hard. So How about that? It was a total win and it felt great. My bold action for this week is that you applied for the Citizens Academy. Excellent job, Mal. I know that that was something that you've been kind of noodling around, so way to go for just moving into that. Hey, Cranium09, you live in Denver. Aren't we lucky? We live in such a beautiful area. Yeah. So I'm going to share 2 more areas, and these are huge for me. All right, it is the best state ever. I don't know, I really love Arizona. I lived there for about 7 years before I moved to Colorado, and there's just something about the desert that totally gets me. So I would say it's among maybe the top 3 states, because I love Idaho, I love Arizona, and I love Colorado. And then I would add Hawaii, because I absolutely love Hawaii too. So those are my top 4. How about you? What are your top 4 states? Where would you want to live? Go ahead and put that in comments, because I think it's fun to put it out there, right? Where do you want to spend your time? Ooh, you've never been? Oh, it's amazing. I was actually married in Kauai, on the largest working cattle ranch there, next to a little private hidden waterfall, and it was just fantastic. I actually lived there for a while when I was a little girl too. My mom moved us there when I was in the, I think, 2nd grade, and it was really cool. Montana, Colorado, Texas, or New York. Ooh, little New York City, New York, or like upstate New York. Curious to hear that. So, all right, the last 2 areas that I've been moving into, just being bold. Upstate, cool. I've been to like Syracuse. I don't know if that's too upstate. Montana. Maggie, yes, I do love Montana. And the more time that I spend there, the more that it just kind of pulls at me. And it's like, yes, that's cool. And my dad, was raised in Chinook. So I think there's definitely a connection there. How am I? I am doing great on this Tuesday. I got all of my admin tasks done this morning, so I'm feeling good about that. Thank you for the hearts. And yeah, I'm now talking with you guys, and we're having some fun. So thanks for joining in. So the next thing that I want to talk about is that I've been bold by charging what I'm worth. Right? Charging what I'm worth. Right, I've had the most awesome organizations coming to me and asking if I can do some consulting work for them around coaching and leadership development. And as I've been crafting my proposals, there's always that question of, all right, how much are you going to charge? Right? And, there's that voice in the back of your head saying, are you really worth that, Sarah? Is that really the number that you want to put to it? And I really stretched, and I did some really good soul searching around, all right, what does this really, feel like it's worth? Where would I value? And so I charged what I was worth. And the coolest part is that the organization said yes. So how about that? So are you charging what you're worth? Right? It takes a whole lot of boldness to ask for what you want. So are you doing that? I sure hope so. So yeah, Mal, woo woo, I loved it. And then the final one is a personal one. And it was just something that happened to me yesterday. I went to the grocery store to buy some steaks for dinner. And I took the kids with me, and my husband was with me actually, and he was on one kid and I was on the other. It's like man-to-man coverage, which is always a win when you're at the grocery store. And my husband and daughter were down a couple of aisles, and I had my little 22-month-old son. And he was feeling like he was a big boy and that he wanted to walk through all the aisles and touch absolutely everything that he could. I mean, absolutely freaking everything. And I was losing my shit, right? It was close to dinner time. I was a little hangry, he was melting down, and I had everything that I'm trying to balance with my hands, and I've got the kid, I've got my purse, and I'm trying to just not lose my shit. And then all of a sudden my son just loses it because I told him no, right? He's trying to touch flowers. We're walking through the floral department. And I told him no, and he looked at me, put his hand and hit his face because he was so seriously, Mom, are you kidding me? And he hit the ground. And he starts just screaming, wailing. And so I'm having one of those mommy moments at the store like you never want to have. I was like, this has got to be, he can't be real right now, right? And so as I'm having this look of screw this all over my face, and I'm trying not to want to beat my child at the end of the day, the nicest lady walked up from the floral department and asked me if I wanted a free sample of flowers. And I was like, are you serious? And I almost had that knee-jerk reaction of, yeah, right, seriously, I don't want your stupid, carnation or something. And that was my reactiveness that was popping out. And I couldn't believe that I was, reacting in such a crazy way. But then I kind of did a pause and I was like, wait a minute, she's being super, super nice. And so I picked up my little boy from the floor and I said, that would be really sweet. And then she showed me the flowers that I could pick from, and there was a dozen beautiful red roses. And so she gave those to me. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, how sweet is she to have noticed, that I was having not so much fun with my shopping experience and that she wanted to brighten my day with that. And so as I was driving home with my awesome roses and my steaks, and a kind of a better attitude, thankfully, I was thinking about, going and posting on Facebook, and I got free flowers. And I was just going to leave it at that. But then I decided that it would be bold for me to share some of my mommy struggles, because I don't often do that, right? I share a lot of the bright moments of being a mom. The times that you go to the park and your kids look adorable swinging, or the funny things that they say, or, just the great times that you get to spend together. But I very, very rarely will talk about, how hard it is oftentimes to be a mom. And so I really just decided I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to show that I was having a weak moment, that I wasn't happy, that I seriously, was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. And so I was vulnerable. And the response to that post has been one of the most engaged that I've had in a really, really long time. And so sometimes being bold isn't about making that huge phone call, to a prospective client, or, putting a new offer out there that you've never done. Sometimes it's just being real with the dark parts of your life, or the things that aren't always, really positive or sunny, or bowl full of cherries kind of a thing. And so that's not always easy for me, and it felt really good to just show that vulnerability, and that hey, this is life, and that there was some really cool response. It just made my day. So I just want you to consider today, what are you doing to be super bold? What are you doing to lean into that fear, or to put yourself out there and be vulnerable in a way that you haven't been? If you're gonna want to do epic shit in this world, it means that you're going to have to lean into that. You're going to have to do the things that are a little bit scary. You're going to have to do the things that you've never done before. You're going to have to align yourself with people that maybe, might seem out of range for you and where you are in your process. Whatever it is, you're going to have to step up, right? You're going to have that courage. You're going to have that 20 seconds of immense, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to leap. And I bet that leap is totally, totally, totally going to pay off for you. So what are you going to do? If you're feeling like you can play a little bit bigger, that you can leap, that you can be bold, tap your screen just a couple of times. And I bet that every single person, thank you, I see those hearts, thank you, everybody that does that, they're gonna see some, big shifts that start to happen. Because when you start doing that more, you build that muscle memory. You start leaping even bigger. And when you leap bigger, that's when you're gonna be getting much better results. So that's my message for today. I appreciate you scoping with me just for a few moments on this glorious Tuesday. And yeah, that's all I have to say. If you haven't taken my Epic Shit Challenge, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to do so. It's free. It's 21 days. You get a little video email from me that asks you to show up a little bit bigger, asks you to get some clarity around what it is that you really want to do in this lifetime. Because I think that right? And it's a matter of saying, okay, I really do want it, getting real, and saying, so what, now what? So if this sounds good to you, head over to my website, sarahjos.com. It's Sarah with an H, JOS.com, and you can just click the link for the Epic Shit Challenge. All right? You guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I will be talking to you soon. Yoga Jones from Orange is the New Black. What, are you talking about the headscarf here thing? I love Orange is the New Black, and I hope that the next couple of weeks go by quickly, because I know that it's coming back, and I can't wait to see what happens. So you rock, it's cool. Oh, awesome, good. I'm glad that wasn't, something I didn't get that was negative. So anyway, season 4, I'm gonna have to go back. I don't remember that. So yeah, I love Orange is the New Black. So anyway, I'll see you guys later.